It's the omni-channel approach that's helped take this Singaporean entrepreneur's female fashion line from a $300 side hustle in 2005 to a multi-million-dollar international fashion empire.
In this day and age where we both can get anything that we want online, any time of the day.
The fashion industry spends billions of dollars every year convincing you to buy things you do not need. But smart shoppers in 2026 have stopped playing that game. They are buying differently. Today, we are counting down 12 women's clothing brands that smart shoppers are buying in 2026. They offer the best combination of quality, value, durability, and design integrity available at their respective price points. The first brand on this list is one that most women have heard of but consistently underestimate. The last brand is one that almost nobody outside a specific community of quality-focused shoppers knows exists. By the end of this video, your wardrobe strategy will be different. We start at number 12. Number 12. Quince. Quince launched in 2018 with a proposition that the fashion industry said was impossible. Luxury quality materials at prices that removed the traditional retail markup entirely. A cashmere sweater at $50, a silk blouse at $80, a merino wool turtleneck at $60. Those price points exist because Quince eliminated the middlemen that conventional retail depends on, working directly with the same factories that produce for luxury brands at a fraction of the cost that luxury brand marketing adds to the final price. The quality is not a compromise. A Quince Mongolian cashmere crewneck uses grade A cashmere from Inner Mongolia, the same sourcing region that supplies brands charging 3 to 5 times the price for a comparable garment. The difference between the Quince price and the luxury brand price is not the cashmere. It is the marketing budget, the boutique rent, and the brand premium that the label charges you to wear its name. Quince removes all three. What to know before you buy. Quince's sizing runs true to standard American sizing across most categories. The brand's customer return rate is low relative to the industry average, which suggests that the size descriptions and material specifications on the website are accurate rather than aspirational. The cashmere category is the brand's strongest offering. The Quince linen collection, launched in 2022, has become one of the brand's most consistent performers. European linen at prices that compete with fast fashion, synthetic blends, represents a genuine market anomaly. The brand's primary limitation is that it operates exclusively online. The return policy is straightforward and free, which removes the financial risk from that process. What comes next is a brand that has been building its reputation the opposite way from Quince, through physical retail, through word of mouth, and through a quality standard that its devoted customer base has been defending in online conversations for 2 decades. Number 11. Eileen Fisher. Eileen Fisher has been making women's clothing since 1984 with a philosophy so consistent it borders on radical in the context of the modern fashion industry. Simple shapes, natural fibers, timeless design, clothes built to last decades rather than seasons. That philosophy has produced a customer base whose loyalty is among the strongest in American women's fashion, and that loyalty is built on a simple foundation: the clothes work. A linen tunic from Eileen Fisher, purchased in 2016, is still a viable, well-maintained garment in 2026 if cared for correctly. That longevity is not accidental. It is the result of material choices, construction standards, and design decisions that prioritize wearability over trendiness at every point in the production process. Eileen Fisher uses certified organic linen, responsible wool, and recycled fibers across its primary collections. The brand's Renew program buys back worn Eileen Fisher garments, repairs them, and resells them at reduced prices, creating a circular system that extends the life of every garment the brand produces. What to know before you buy. Eileen Fisher's price points sit in the contemporary luxury range. A primary line linen top runs between $100 and $180. A merino wool sweater runs between $150 and $250. Those prices are not accessible to every shopper, but the cost per wear calculation changes significantly when a garment lasts 10 years rather than 2 seasons. The Eileen Fisher Renew program is the smart entry point for budget-conscious shoppers. Renew garments have been inspected, repaired where necessary, and priced at a significant reduction from the original retail cost. Buying Eileen Fisher through the Renew program is one of the finest quality-to-price propositions in American women's fashion. If this kind of brand intelligence is what you have been missing from your wardrobe strategy, subscribe right now. This channel publishes detailed brand breakdowns every week, covering the quality indicators, the pricing benchmarks, and the specific purchase strategies that separate smart shoppers from everyone else. The next brand has been solving a problem that the fashion industry spent decades pretending did not exist, and the solution it found has made it one of the most quietly influential brands in American women's clothing. Number 10. Universal Standard. Universal Standard launched in 2015 with a founding premise that was simultaneously obvious and revolutionary. Women come in every size. Clothing should too, at the same quality level, at the same price point, with the same design investment. Not as an afterthought extended to a size 14 from a sample size 4, but designed from the ground up, across a size range from 0 to 40. That founding premise produced a brand whose customer loyalty rivals Eileen Fisher's, built on the experience of being genuinely served rather than accommodated. The fabrics Universal Standard uses are chosen specifically for their performance across a full-size range. The brand's Ponte fabric, a dense knit used across its core trouser and blazer collection, maintains its structure and drape at every size because it was selected with that requirement as the primary criterion rather than as an afterthought. That material specificity is what separates Universal Standard's approach from the extended sizing programs of conventional retailers who add sizes to existing cuts without reconsidering the fabric or construction. What to know before you buy. Universal Standard's core collection is built around versatile, seasonless pieces that function as wardrobe foundations rather than trend items. The Geneva softshell pant has become one of the brand's signature pieces, a trouser that works in a professional environment, a casual setting, and everything between. At $85, it represents strong value for the quality of construction and the versatility of the design. The brand's fit guarantee, called See It in Your Size, allows customers to borrow a sample size to try at home before purchasing, which removes the uncertainty from online sizing decisions. That program is particularly valuable for first-time buyers who want to assess the brand's fit and fabric quality before committing to full-price purchases. The next brand has been doing something that almost no fashion brand of its size and price point attempts. It has been winning. And the way it is winning will completely reframe how you think about what value means in women's clothing. Number 9. Banana Republic. Banana Republic has spent the last 4 years quietly rebuilding its product quality after a decade of cost-cutting that alienated the customer base it built in the 1990s and 2000s. The rebuilding is working. The brand's Italian wool blazers, its silk blend blouses, and its heritage stretch suiting have returned to a standard of construction that makes Banana Republic the strongest value proposition in American mall retail for professional women's clothing in 2026. A Banana Republic Italian wool blazer retails at $250 to $350 at full price and appears regularly at 40 to 60% off through the brand's aggressive promotional calendar. At $150 on promotion, an Italian wool blazer from Banana Republic competes favorably with product from brands charging twice or 3 times that price for comparable construction. The promotional calendar is the strategic key to Banana Republic. The brand runs significant promotional events approximately every 2 to 3 weeks, with markdowns ranging from 30 to 50% across most categories. Buying Banana Republic at full price is optional. Buying Banana Republic at promotional pricing is one of the most reliable ways to access quality professional workwear at a price point that the brand's competitors cannot match. What to know before you buy. The quality variation within Banana Republic's range is significant. The brand's heritage and Italy collections represent the strongest construction and material quality. The essentials category represents a more accessible price point with correspondingly lower material investment. Reading the fabric composition label before purchase is essential at Banana Republic. A blazer labeled 100% Italian wool is a different product from a blazer labeled 60% polyester, 30% viscose, and 10% elastane, regardless of the similar silhouette they may share on the hanger. The next brand operates at a completely different price point from Banana Republic and serves a completely different customer need, but the intelligence behind buying it is identical. Knowing what you are actually getting and why that specific thing is worth exactly what it costs. Number 8. Everlane, launched in 2011 with a concept called Radical Transparency. Every product on the Everlane website originally showed the cost breakdown of its production, the materials, the labor, the transportation, and the markup the brand was applying. That transparency built a customer base that understood what they were paying for and why. The radical transparency model has evolved over the years, but the core product philosophy has remained consistent. Everlane makes classic, minimally designed garments from quality materials at price points that reflect honest rather than artificially inflated margins. The brand's French Terry collection, its 100% human organic cotton basics, and its Way Hygiene in various washes have all developed similar reputations. Garments that do exactly what they claim, at prices that reflect what they actually cost to make. What to know before you buy. Everlane's strongest categories are denim, leather footwear, and cotton basics. The brand's outerwear has received more inconsistent reviews and benefits from reading recent customer feedback before purchasing. Everlane's return policy allows returns within 60 days of purchase, which provides reasonable time to assess whether a garment performs as described in daily wear conditions. The brand's Renew collection, made from recycled plastic bottles, has produced some of its strongest performer reviews in the fleece and outerwear categories. The next brand has been operating for over a century and has been quietly dressing some of the most stylish women in the world without ever appearing in the kind of trend coverage that the fashion media generates around newer brands. That invisibility to trends is exactly why it belongs on this list. Number 7. L.L.Bean. Before you dismiss this entry, consider what you actually want from your clothing. Durability, honest materials, consistent sizing, a guarantee that stands behind the product. L.L.Bean has been delivering all four since 1912. The brand's legendary satisfaction guarantee, which for decades allowed returns at any time for any reason, has been modified to a 1-year return policy for most products. But the philosophy behind it, that the product should perform as promised or the customer should be made whole, remains embedded in the brand's culture and production standards. The L.L.Bean Signature Collection, the brand's fashion-forward line, developed in partnership with design talent from outside the company, produces clothing that combines the brand's construction heritage with a more contemporary aesthetic. A signature cashmere sweater from L.L.Bean at $120 represents extraordinary value for the material quality and the construction standard the brand applies. The brand's Pima cotton tees, its signature heritage washed canvas shirts, and its flannel shirting have all developed devoted followings among women who prioritize fabric quality and construction longevity over seasonal trend relevance. What to know before you buy. L.L.Bean sizing runs true to generous American standard sizing. If you are between sizes in conventional retail, the L.L.Bean size down is typically the correct choice. The brand's outlet and sale sections offer significant discounts on primary line products and represent some of the finest value in quality American casual wear. If this list is giving you a completely different framework for thinking about what your clothing budget should be doing for you, hit the like button right now. This channel exists to surface the kind of brand intelligence that changes purchasing decisions in a real and lasting way. Hitting like takes 1 second, and helps us reach every woman who is tired of spending money on clothing that disappoints her 3 months after purchase. The next brand is one that smart shoppers in the know have been calling the best-kept secret in American workwear for the better part of a decade. And the reason it is a secret has everything to do with how little it spends on marketing relative to how much it invests in the product itself. Number 6. MM.LaFleur. MM.LaFleur launched in 2013 with a single, focused mission. Make workwear that works. Not workwear that photographs well in an office lifestyle campaign. Not workwear that looks appropriate for one season and dated the next. Workwear that a professional woman can put on in the morning, wear through a 12-hour day of meetings and client presentations and after-work obligations, and take off at the end of that day looking essentially the same as she did at the beginning of it. The brand's bento box approach to its product line, building pieces that mix and match within a coherent system of colors and silhouettes, produces wardrobe utility that most clothing brands do not engineer at the design stage. The Kathleen dress, a fit and flare ponte dress, available in a range of colors, has become one of the brand's most consistent performers. At $145, it is a garment that professional women describe as the one they reach for when they need to look and feel capable and appropriate without spending any mental energy on the decision. That combination, quality, versatility, and cognitive ease, is what MM.LaFleur has been building its business on. What to know before you buy. MM.LaFleur's fit is specifically engineered for professional environments. The brand's fabrics are chosen for their wrinkle resistance, their structure retention over a full day of wear, and their care convenience. Most MM.LaFleur garments are machine washable, which is a meaningful practical advantage over comparable workwear brands whose dry clean only requirements add ongoing cost to the initial purchase price. The brand's outlet section offers significant discounts on previous season styles that differ from current offerings, primarily in colorway, rather than construction quality. The next brand has been making women's outdoor and adventure clothing since 1938. But what smart shoppers discovered about it in the last decade has made it one of the most purchased quality brands in women's everyday casual wear. Number 5. Patagonia. Patagonia is the outdoor brand that became a wardrobe staple for women who have never set foot on a hiking trail. That is not an accident of marketing. It is the result of a production philosophy so uncompromising that the garments it produces outlast the trends that brought them into mainstream fashion by a decade. A Patagonia Better Sweater fleece jacket, purchased in 2015, is in all probability still performing in 2026 with appropriate care. That is 11 years of use from a $225 purchase, a cost per wear calculation that makes the initial price irrelevant as a measure of value. Patagonia's Worn Wear program repairs garments for free at its retail locations and resells repaired items through its Worn Wear online platform. The brand's repair guides, available on its website, allow customers to address common garment issues independently, extending the life of products further than the brand's own repair service reaches. What to know before you buy. Patagonia's sizing runs athletic. The brand designs its garments for active use, which produces a fit that runs trimmer through the shoulders and torso than conventional casual wear sizing. Sizing up is frequently the correct choice for women who do not wear the brand regularly. The brand's core down sweater, nano puff, and torrent shell collections represent the strongest value propositions in the range. These are garments with decades of proven field performance behind them, not seasonal launches. The Patagonia sales section and Worn Wear platform both offer significant discounts on primary line products. Buying Patagonia through either channel reduces the initial investment while accessing the same production quality as the full-price product. The next brand is one of the most quietly influential in American women's casual wear, and the reason smart shoppers prioritize it has everything to do with a single material decision that the brand made at its founding and has never compromised on. Number 4. Pact is the brand that answers the question that conscious shoppers have been asking for years. Can I buy ethical, organic clothing at a price point that does not require a luxury budget? The answer Pact provides is yes, consistently, across a product range that covers basics, activewear, loungewear, and seasonal pieces. Pact uses global organic textile standard certified cotton, the most rigorous organic fiber certification available, across its entire product range. GOTS certification requires that the organic fiber standard is maintained not just in the field, but through every stage of the supply chain, from ginning to spinning, to dyeing, to final garment construction. A GOTS certified cotton tee from Pact at $25 is a different product from a conventional cotton tee at the same price point in ways that are not visible on the surface, but are significant in terms of chemical exposure during production, environmental impact, and long-term fabric integrity. What to know before you buy. Pact's Basics category is the brand's strongest offering. The boyfriend tee, the Sunday morning robe, and the women's organic cotton undies have all developed consistent positive reviews for their material quality relative to their price point. The brand's activewear category has received more variable reviews and benefits from reading recent customer feedback before purchasing. Pact's sale section offers significant discounts, particularly at the end of each season, and buying Pact Basics on sale produces a cost per piece that makes building an entirely organic cotton wardrobe foundation financially accessible. The next brand is one that occupies a completely different market position from Pact, serves a different customer, and solves a different problem. But the intelligence behind buying it is the same. Understanding exactly what the brand does well, buying it for that specific reason, and ignoring everything else it claims to be. Number 3. COS, which stands for Collection of Style, is the H&M Group's elevated design label, and the relationship between COS and its parent company is one of the most strategically interesting in fashion retail. H&M built its business on fast fashion. COS was created to answer a different question entirely. What does minimalist, architecturally considered design look like at a price point that is accessible without being cheap? The answer COS has been developing since its 2007 launch is one of the most consistent in the contemporary fashion market. A COS structured blazer at $190 uses fabric weights and construction techniques that produce a garment with a visual seriousness that brands charging twice the price do not always match. The brand's design language draws from Bauhaus principles, Scandinavian minimalism, and Japanese construction techniques, producing silhouettes that do not announce a specific season and do not require trend knowledge to wear correctly. That design restraint is the brand's primary value proposition. A COS coat purchased in 2022 does not look like a 2022 coat. It looks like a well-considered piece of clothing. What to know before you buy. COS sizing runs European and tends to run large relative to American standard sizing. The brand designs for a relaxed structural silhouette that intentionally provides more volume than conventional fitted American sizing. Sizing down from your standard American size is frequently the correct choice. COS's fabric compositions are mixed. The brand uses wool, cotton, silk, and linen in its premium pieces and polyester and viscose blends in its more accessible price points. Reading the composition label before purchasing provides an immediate quality indicator. Natural fiber composition at a COS price point represents stronger long-term value than synthetic blend composition at the same price. The next brand on this list has been making one specific type of garment longer than almost any other brand in the world, and that singular focus has produced a level of category expertise that generalist brands cannot replicate regardless of their production budget. Number 2. Reformation. Reformation is the brand that proved sustainable fashion did not have to look sustainable. When Reformation launched in Los Angeles in 2009, the eco-conscious fashion space was defined by hemp fabrics in muted tones sold through channels that communicated virtue rather than style. Reformation rejected that entirely. The brand built its identity around the idea that the most sustainable garment is one that gets worn constantly, because the woman who owns it loves it, reaches for it repeatedly, and has no desire to replace it. That philosophy produced an aesthetic that is overtly feminine, deliberately appealing, and designed to be worn rather than curated. The Reformation. Julienne dress, a mini wrap dress in the brand's signature deadstock or sustainable fabrics, has become one of the most recognized pieces in contemporary American women's fashion. At $218, it occupies a price point that is accessible to a broad consumer base, while using fabrics and construction standards that reflect a genuine commitment to both quality and environmental responsibility. What to know before you buy. Reformation's sizing has historically run small, and the brand has been actively working to address this through an expanded size range and more accurate size guidance on its website. Reading the size guide carefully and cross-referencing customer reviews for the specific style being considered is the most reliable approach to first-time Reformation purchases. The brand's RefScale sustainability rating, displayed on every product page, provides a carbon, water, and waste score for each garment relative to a conventional industry benchmark. That rating is not just marketing. It is a transparency tool that allows shoppers to make informed comparisons between pieces within the brand's range. The brand's sale section offers significant discounts at the end of each season, and Reformation in-store shopping at its retail locations allows for direct fabric and fit assessment that the online channel cannot provide. One brand remains on this list, and it is the entry that will reframe everything you think you know about what a clothing brand can be and what it owes its customer. Number 1. Cuyana. Launched in 2011 with a two-word philosophy that has become one of the most quoted mantras in quality-focused women's fashion. Fewer, better. Not more options at lower prices. Fewer options at higher quality. The philosophy sounds simple. The execution is extraordinary. Cuyana's product range is deliberately, almost aggressively limited. The brand does not produce a fall collection of 40 new silhouettes. It refines its core pieces, the camel coat, the leather tote, the merino crewneck, the silk blouse, season after season, improving the material, the fit, and the construction, rather than replacing them with something new. That refinement model produces a core product quality that brands chasing seasonal newness cannot match because they are always starting over. The Cuyana Classic Leather Tote at $325 is a bag that the brand has been producing, refining, and improving since its earliest collections. The current version reflects over a decade of customer feedback, material development, and construction refinement applied to a single product. No brand on this list, and few brands in the American market, produce that kind of product-specific depth. But the cost per wear calculation for a Cuyana core piece used daily over 5 to 10 years produces a per-use cost that fast fashion cannot match at any initial price point. The brand's try-at-home program for leather goods allows customers to receive a product, assess it in their own wardrobe context, and return it free of charge within 7 days if it does not integrate as expected. That program removes the uncertainty from what is the most significant per-item investment on this list. You see, the best women's clothing brand in 2026 is not the one with the most followers. It is not the one with the most aggressive promotional calendar. It is the one that builds fewer things to a higher standard, stands behind them completely, and earns the kind of loyalty that no marketing budget can manufacture. Cuyana does exactly that. Here's what every brand on this list has in common. They build products that are honest about what they are. They price those products in a way that reflects genuine value rather than manufactured aspiration. Thanks for watching. If this list changed even one brand on your shopping list, drop it in the comments right now. Tell us which brand you are adding to your wardrobe strategy and which one you are replacing with it. We read every single comment and we answer as many as we can. For more brand breakdowns covering men's clothing, footwear, and accessories with the same level of detail on quality, value, and purchase strategy, click the next video on the left. We will see you there.